Hello. Okay, we are just running a little bit behind. There was a flip in our schedule. We are figuring it out. So thank you so much for your patience. But we decided that we weren't done chit-chatting with you yet. So you've already seen our faces and we are getting ready to go live in our live workshop next, which is going to be so much fun. But we kind of wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit more about lead generating and what's working, what's not working, what's happening with this shift that's going on, all of those fun topics. We really wanted to get an idea of where you guys were at with everything and just kind of chit chat about all the things. So, Becca, I'll let you take it from here while I pin us to the top.
Awesome. Okay, so we're back. So for those watching, I want you to put in the comments how much do you currently lead generate? And I want you to be brutally honest. I want you to be like real. Let's talk about it. Are you doing it on the daily? Are you doing it weekly, monthly? Is it not even on your schedule? But then it's like always in your mind of I should be lead generating. Let me know in the comments, how often are you lead generating? And then I want to know, how often do you think you should be lead generating in order to hit the goals that you have? So whatever your goals are, if you are going for your first six figures, if you're going for multiple six figures, if you're going for $1 million, how much lead generating do you think that will require to get there? Always on my mind, never doing it consistently. Thank you for your honesty. And I know that so well. I know that so well. Yes. Because why? Like, why aren't you doing it? It's because it's all of these things that you don't really want to do or that you don't feel good about doing. It feels cringy. And so you're like, well, I should do that. But then every time you go to do it, something else comes up, you find something else to do, you think about what else could I do, and you start to like dream up other plans. But how often do you think you should be doing lead generating in order to hit your goals? I'm so curious, because I know that when I got into the business, a very common thing was every day from this time to this time, like 2 to 3 hours. Oh, there we go. I see it. Do it Monday through Thursday, 3 hours daily. That's what I was told. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It doesn't sound like a lot, but at the same time, when it is something that you dread, something that you hate, it's like, that seems like a long time. Plus, I wanted flexibility. I wanted the freedom, and I didn't want to have to spend 3 hours of my day doing something that I absolutely dreaded. So we're going to talk about how much you actually need in order to hit your goals and what the different types of lead generating are. So in the real estate industry, most types of lead generating that you're learning about, when they tell you 3 hours of lead gen a day, they're telling you that because those are active lead generating activities, meaning they are not going to work unless you are working them. They are not going to bring you business unless you are like consistently always doing that lead generating thing. So Tara and I call that active lead generating. But together and separately, we came up with passive lead generating activities that make it so that we don't have to work as active. Like, make it so that the things that we do are going to continue to work in the background for us to continue to bring us leads, so that just like passive income, making money in your sleep, we are getting leads in our sleep. We are getting leads and clients when we're on vacation, when we're spending time with our family and taking time off.
Yeah. And I just have to, I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to say who it is, but I actually got a DM from somebody right before this. Like the timing is crazy, but I I think she was going through and doing the workbook that we talked about yesterday for the year in review. And one of the questions is, why do you think that you didn't hit your goals? And she DM'd me privately and was like, I set the goals, but I didn't work at them consistently to reach those goals.
Mhm.
And somebody else said that too. It's on their mind, but they're not doing it consistently. And
Mhm.
it's difficult when you think of something that you have to do every single day for so many hours every single day. It's kind of, I think of it like working out, right? So, you have to work out for an hour, let's just say every day. So you always dread that activity. You don't really want to do it. And what ends up happening is you're just not consistent with it because you're not enjoying it. However, if somebody told you that they had this magic treadmill, right? And you could get on this treadmill and you could run on it for, I don't know, 30 minutes a week, and it would sustain you for the entire week. That's all you had to do was just 30 minutes a week instead of 1 to 2 hours every day. And you would still lose the same amount of weight. You would actually get better results. Wouldn't you take that option over having to show up every single day? Because it's difficult to be consistent. Because one of the things we know is that we have lives, right? And one of the reasons that we got into business, I don't know about you, I can tell you that the reason I got into business was I wanted to have more freedom, more time freedom in my business. So when I create my business plans, when I create my goals, I always look to that. Like, is this going to get me closer to the reason that I started my business?
Mhm.
Or am I stuck having to do something multiple hours every single day that, quite honestly, I just don't like? So I really like to think about, as Becca said, having a more passive approach when it's possible. And we talk a lot of, we're going to be, a lot of the speakers are talking about ways to have balance in your business, ways that you can create consistency in your business, systems that are going to help you with all of that, automations. All of those things are so key to building a sustainable business and one that is going to help you through the different market shifts that we're going to have. Because here's the bottom line: no matter when you started, and you're going to be in a market shift if you stay with this. Becca just said she celebrated 10 years. I have been in the real estate industry for over 15 years. So there's ups, there's downs, there's all the different things. But somebody actually said something else in one of my DMs, and they basically said that they made the mistake of thinking that their leads were always going to be there. So they had some leads right out of the right at the beginning, and then what happened was they didn't have processes in place working behind them. So once those leads stopped, things started to shift. They didn't have any processes that was continually bringing them leads. So I would love for you to think about your planning and your business in that way of, I need something running behind the hood of my beautiful car. And so yeah, that's where this passive lead generating comes in. And we are obsessed with this because we know that passive income is all the rage, right? You, everywhere you turn, you're seeing this idea of passive income, and it almost seems like, okay, but is this really a thing? And it absolutely can be. Becca always tells a story about how she is able to sustain basically a full-time job working 10 hours a week. And I'm able to work 15, 20 hours a week on my business. And it really is easy once you get the system in place. So I can't wait to share it with you in our live. It's going to be
Yeah,
so
we
fun.
are so excited. So, also along those lines, like having the active lead generating can be great. And if it is something that you enjoy, awesome. For a lot of us, like we know it is something that we want to avoid. Like these certain activities that are going to be like constantly day after day calling people, door knocking, everything that's always going to get you out of your comfort zone, right? There's like pros and cons to it, and it can work, of course. But the thing is, as soon as you stop working it, as soon as something happens, that's what we are really thinking about too. If anything were to happen, yes, we want the freedom. We want, we want you to travel and like take vacations, but also if you were to have something happen, like you got sick or your family got sick, we want that freedom for you to be able to take time off from your business in that way and still get the same type of paychecks that you would, still get the clients coming in. And
Yeah.
that's so important. That sustainable piece and that scalable piece is really what we care about because we don't want you to just be burned out. We don't want you to have to miss all of your family stuff because you have to lead generate and you have to do all of these things. We want you to be able to have that freedom and have more balance in your life. So we love, even if you have active lead generating that you're doing, having pieces in your business that are going to be passive lead generating, that are going to, while you're doing your active lead generating, awesome. You can continue to do that, but having those pieces that are always going to fill in the gaps, if not create your entire business.
Yeah. I can't wait for our next session. For those of you that are hopping on a little late and you're like, wait a minute, what did I miss? What happened? There was a shift in our schedule. I'm seeing if Rachel is going to be able to reschedule. She had something come up. She wasn't able to pop on. So we decided that we were going to pop on and chit chat with you. Yeah, so thank you for spending some time with us. We will see you guys at 1:00. It is via Zoom. Check the schedule, check either your email, check either the email or pinned at the top is the link to that Zoom call. It's gonna be super interactive. So come with questions, come with responses because we're gonna ask you guys some questions. We want your feedback, your ideas, and your thoughts on everything. So we can't wait. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See you soon.